All right, welcome. What's going on, everybody? This is Ricardo Hamilton, Crypto Rick Mims, founder of OnlyCrypto, and we got one of our top traders, Dennis Sennett, with us here. And of course, one of the benefits of OnlyCrypto is, of course, the Education Academy. Of course, being able to follow the traders, and then of course being able to get to know the traders, get a better idea of who they are, how they got started, their trading strategy, and how they actually are looking in this market when they're trading and things of that nature. So excited to have one of our new and top traders, brother Dennis Sennett, here today for the Only Crypto Meet the Trader session. What's going on, brother? How are you?
Man, I'm great. I'm great. I'm excited to be here. Thank y'all for having me on.
Yeah, definitely, man. We just as excited. And even during this live stream that we're doing, you got an open trade right now that's up 90% short on ETH. So that's awesome for those in the community that's taking advantage of that. Congrats, and those who will be taking advantages of his trades later on. Exciting time because we just getting started. But Dennis, why don't you go ahead and tell us, tell everybody kind of who you are and how you got into trading, how long you've been in actually.
Oh, wow. Well, I've been in the trading itself since 2017. I started off with penny stocks, like a lot of people started off. I went into stocks and options. I really found my footing when it came to Forex in the early 2019, 2020. But then, they started allowing leverage trading in crypto, and I kind of fell in love with that, and it's been holding my heart ever since. So I've been trading since 2017, but I've been heavily trading crypto only since like 2022.
Yeah. I feel that crypto is a way more exciting 24/7 market to trade, in
Right.
my opinion as well. But before trading, what were you doing? What changed?
Oh, well, for me, I'm actually before trading, I think I was at two, going on three kids, right? And I was working
Congrats.
two jobs, just trying to make things work out for me. And when I lost my second job, I came to the realization I can't keep going for second jobs. There's only so much time in the day.
That's
So
right.
I had to find another way to bring ends meet, and I had to find another way. So I became an investor. I started just buying assets. So I was one of those early investors in crypto, buying in 2017, 2019, just buying and holding. And when that explosion happened in 2021, I benefited greatly. And then after that, I was able to just use what I had to keep on growing what I was trying to grow. So that's why I'm trading crypto. I trade with leverage, but for the most part, I still spot trade a lot just so I could watch the market do what it do.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a lot of people are looking for right now, especially in this economy. Uncertainty in the job market or just realizing that it's a dead end with the job. And that's why this opportunity of either learning to trade or leveraging platforms like Only Crypto, where you can create an income outside of your job and even greater than your job, is really important. And really, people see that and take that step and get started. But what type of trader would you say you are? Scalper, swing trading. What are your core strategies? When you approach the market, do you focus on technical analysis, fundamentals? How do you go about that?
Man, that's crazy. It's actually a lot to answer that because I don't consider myself just one of those things. I actually do all three. I scalp, I day trade, I intraday trade, and I swing. So like the trade that we're holding, it's a low leverage trade, so I'm swinging that one. But then I also trade high leverage. I use 100x and I scalp when I do things like that. So it's hard to just put me in one category. And I just say that my strategy is similar for both. Only thing changes is the time frame. So if I see something on the 15-minute, I might scalp it. If I see something on the 4 hour, it might be a day trade. If I see it on the weekly, then it's a swing trade. So it just depends on what time I see the pattern on. But I mainly trade patterns. And I also, you asked about technical analysis. I like technical analysis, I do. But one thing I focus on is going to be new to this area, I think, is I do astrology trading. I base my trades on astrology. So you'll even see that I'm shorting right now because we're under the influence of new moon. But on the first, we start in the full moon. You guys might just see the transition in my trades and we start to buy it. And you'll see what I'm talking about as the market move. But I trade astrology a lot.
Yeah, that's powerful. That's next level. Definitely want to get some exposure to that because that's how billionaires move. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Billionaires move off astrology and the whole system moves off astrology. And most people, they do technical or fundamentals. But yeah, you're definitely touching on a higher level of trading when you're including all of those and then throwing on top of that, the astrological, fundamental aspects of it. So that's awesome. What indicators though, or confirmations do you rely on the most, and how do you decide to enter? So I'm guessing, any indicators that you use in the process.
It was. So for me, as I grow, as I get better as a trader, less is more. When I first started, I used almost every indicator that was available that they would give me, right? I used the alligator, I used the Bollinger Bands, I used the Ichimoku Cloud, I used support and resistance. I use Fibonacci's more than anything, and I still use Fibonacci today. But what I'm trying to say is less indicators for me is working better. So I used all of them before, and I exposed different ones during my trades, definitely during my sessions, but it's not one that I stick to. I even use one for a moon strategy. There's a moon phase, what's we call it, an indicator that you can use that can help you track what cycle the moon is in, so you know whether you want to buy or sell. So I use a couple of different indicators, but I'm not married to any of them.
Okay, no, that's exciting. People definitely gonna want to get exposure to that. Like I said, the beautiful thing is people can mirror your trades, but then of course, if you guys are watching, the brother also teaches his strategy and things as well. So you guys might be more interested in looking into that as time goes on, and you see the value that he brings. So now we're going to switch to risk management, right? So how do you manage risk on your trades? What's your typical risk per trade? And I think you did kind of answer that earlier. Depending on the trade, you might, do a low risk trade or 100x depending on the market. But how do you protect your account, during those volatile markets, and avoid liquidations and things?
That's a great question because you was rocking with me last week. You see, we kind of got close, right? I had the choppy week was a little bad, but we made it through because we used proper risk management. For me, proper risk management, I would never use 100% of my account on a single trade, right? Because I never want to see 100% missing on a single trade. So I only use 30% of my account at a time when I trade. And because I'm using 25x leverage, I always give myself a 2% stop loss. My
Mhm.
goal is usually looking for a 2 to 6% move to the upside. So as you can see right now, we're up 4%. I told you I'll probably be closing later tonight at 6 to 8%. And that'll me using 25x leverage, that'll accumulate to 200%. So that's actually going to make up for my few losses last week. And I'll be able to continue to moving forward. But one way to keep my account to where I just don't blow account is I only will use 30% at a time, right? And I typically earn twice as much as I'm able to lose. So if I have a 2% stop loss, it's because I have a 4% take profit. Or even if I have a 1% stop loss, if I'm using high leverage, it's because I got a 2% take profit. So having one win could account for two losses.
Yes. Yeah, 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 yeah. No doubt. I've seen that, and that is true. And so now we're talking about losses because we let people know this is we are real traders, that's trading a real market, and we got real results, which equal wins and losses. So how do you handle losing trades and or like a losing streak mentally or strategically? And then what would you say separates you from a profitable trader versus someone who blows accounts?
Great question. For me, sometimes you got to take that break. You know what I mean? There's no trader going to trade 365 days out the year and be profitable. So when you notice yourself with that streak, take a break, even demo trade until you feel yourself again and then come back at it. But never lose your totality of your account on a couple of bad trades. So if I see myself losing 2/3 of my account, it's time to protect myself. Maybe sit back for a little second, practice on some demo, come back when I feel better, and then I can continue to move forward with my account. But I wouldn't want to lose everything while I'm on my streak. But the streaks for me, very seasonal and they don't last long. Like I said, it just takes one win to make up for two losses. So
Yeah, 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 yeah. Facts, facts. Especially when you have a better idea of what you're doing when they get in the indicators and system and the way that you're using. I definitely could see that. So we're gonna go kind of shift to performance. So what kind of results do you typically aim on a weekly or monthly? Do you focus on consistency or big wins or what's the most important, like hitting home runs or stacking base hits? As I
definitely stacking base hits. Definitely stacking base hits. The home runs are cool. They're good to show off and say, hey, y'all, look what I can do.
right.
But it's not anything that I'm trying to attain every day. You know what I mean? And you'll see some of my profit screens 500%, 1,000%. Again, those base loaded home runs, they feel
Yeah,
good. You
facts.
have a grand slam, but I don't go out every game looking for a grand slam. I go out every game looking for a base hit and knowing that I can get my players home.
Awesome. Yeah, 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 yeah. No, that's the best as well. I agree. So what made you decide to partner with OnlyCrypto? How does, the private copy trading benefit users compared to public trading, and what would someone expect when they follow your trades?
One of the main words you said was the private. I didn't like because this isn't my first time doing copy trading, but it is. I left the last people I was with because I didn't like that everyone had access to me. You know what I mean? There was too many people that had access to me that I didn't believe deserved that or didn't put in the dues. You know, I have some people that's been rocking with me for years and they barely have access while this guy had $20 and was able to start up a whole account and follow my trades and turn into something other. And on top of that, I didn't know who these people are. I do what I do for community reasons more than anything. I don't do what I do for financial gain. As a trader, I can make money on my own, right? But I like to build communities. I want to know that the people I'm building the communities with like to even work together and, you know, like me and you are doing right now. We're building something. It's not just a, hey, I'm gonna take your trades and I'll never see you again type of relationship. So I didn't really like that vibe. I didn't like that feel. But here I feel like I get to know know your customer. I get to know the people who's following me. I get to meet them and even what you're doing right now, they get to meet me, see who I am and what I'm about, and not just follow blindly. Either one of us following each other blindly. So I like that what y'all have going on with it a lot.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, and we're glad to be working with you, and that's one of the reasons we put this together because it is about community and people being able to kind of get a closed door, closer experience with the trader, and the trader also kind of get to know who's benefiting from their skills and activity, and the beautiful things that can grow from that, especially with a structure like this that rewards people for sharing and participating. And folks, we just getting started. We got a lot more updates and things coming. So very exciting time for OnlyCrypto as a member and as a trader as well. So if someone is brand new, what advice would you give them? What mistakes should people avoid when starting out? Is there something someone can learn over time? Like, what advice would you give somebody brand new in this space right now?
Man, the same advice they gave us with Forex, demo first. And I know that's hard to hear because everyone wants to make money when they're making investments. Like if I put money into this, I need to see some income from it. And that's what's so good about this copy trading. You can actually see that. But when you go on your own to trade, nothing wrong with learning for yourself. But practice with either a small amount or demo money first. Let your first 6 months to a year utilize practice money. And any real large lump sums you have to invest, actually invest. Don't put it in a trading account. See, I try to tell my members, grow your portfolio before you grow your trading account. And the difference in your portfolio and your trading account is the location. When I'm talking about grow your portfolio, hold spot positions in your actual wallet that you own the custody over, right? But you can use a percentage of that to load into your trading account to start learning how to trade, to increase that income. But if your overall focus is just stacking those spot positions in the beginning, you're going to see growth 6 months to a year from now. If your overall goal is to load your trading account your first 6 months, hey, don't take this the wrong way. It happens to us all. You're probably going to lose a lot of that seed money. Everybody goes through it. So that's why I'm just giving you the heads up. How about demo a little bit more in the beginning and use your real money to actually make hardcore investments and invest in the copy traders, invest in spot positions, invest in other type of projects. But when it comes to trading yourself, use a minimal amount, if not demo account.
Yeah, no, I think that's strong, solid advice. Kind of a process of investing and moving your money and into different places to have it grow for you. So getting some spot, then take a little bit of profits, move it in your trading account, move it into copy trading. That definitely does make sense. And that's one of the good things that you guys have as well is the ability to follow, any of the traders and start out with maybe $100 or $200 in your account and do $10 or $50 per trade. So, and then during that time period, as you're learning and as you're getting more familiar with that trader and his trades, you can always scale up over time. You can adjust your strategy. So that's really great, great advice. So I guess in closing, kind of what would you tell someone sitting on the sidelines right now? Like, why is now the time to be in crypto, and and what kind of excites you about the current market that we're in?
Man, for me, being a person that believes in seasonality, this year I'm really looking forward to the hard drop in the market. I know that sounds crazy to some. Now, you looking forward? Yes, I'm gonna sell it while it's going down, I'm gonna buy it while it's going up. But I think this is a great time to position yourself and get ready for what's coming in the next few years, right? If you pay attention to the crypto seasonality, we have 3 years of bullish activity and 1 year of a strong bear winter. That's this year, right? That's what y'all get involved in. And for me, 2018 was my bear winter where I was just buying and buying. I didn't really know how to trade well, but I was just buying and buying. And then again, 2020, 2021, that account did the talk for itself. I ain't had to be that good at trading at that point. The market did it for me, and I think that a lot of us that's getting involved now will see those same type of moves come the end of this year, going to next year, and the year following. Like we're about to see some great things happening here with crypto. We're coming to like the tail end of this drop. I think we're gonna get sometime this year, and then we could really see a lot of upside. I think it's good for everybody. Not only that, I always like to tell people, don't wait until you lose your job to learn how to generate funds. Like, don't wait until this is a need before you call and reach out. Reach out while you got that spending money, while you got that side money to go to the bar and stuff. Don't call me with like, man, I need this bill money next week. Got to sign up to your copy trade with my last $1,000. No.
Right. No, that's facts. That's facts. Yeah, that's the truth, folks. Look, we're gonna make money in this market whether it's going down. We're gonna make money in this market whether it's going up. And the beautiful thing is, even if you don't know how to do that just yet, while you're learning, you could be copying the traders that know what they're doing, that have the experience in this market. And then, like the brother said, as the XRP and these digital assets rise in value, do you understand the power of this OnlyCrypto and this membership where we're getting paid in XRP, a lucrative platform to accumulate this digital asset? And while we're getting paid in XRP to share this, to benefit, help others benefit from the trading and education and everything else, as XRP is rising in value, we're making even more money. Our assets are making even more money. That's one of the reasons why, I built this on the XRP ledger, is because I realized, to me, XRP is one of the most undervalued digital assets, and people should be accumulating this. People should be getting paid in this. So we chose to do XRP as opposed to a stable coin or paying you in dollars, because that's not going to help you in the bull run. That's not going to help you as these assets rise in value. But getting paid in a digital asset like XRP for just sharing a platform in the system that gives you access and to leverage professional traders like Dennis Sennett and others and get educated and create a real residual income in his assets is exciting and phenomenal. So, Dennis, I appreciate you, brother, for joining the team. We just getting excited. I'm fired up and excited for the members and for everything that we're about to get into in the blockchain and crypto space, from this time and moving on. But if you got anything else, we are going to be able to close this out for the members.
Hey, I'm just happy all y'all decided to follow me. If not, go ahead and just check me out. See what I got going on, and maybe you'll follow me in the future. But I appreciate all y'all for y'all support. Thank y'all in advance.
Awesome. Appreciate you, brother. And I'll see you guys on the next Q&A session. Meet the trader. Everybody have a great night. Peace.